Hi guys, I realise it's been a fair while since I've given you all an update on how things are going and progressing. We're into 3 months now, just 1 week short of nearly 3 months. So I've titled this episode the 3-month bump because I did have a little bit of anxiety a couple of weeks ago, just after we've had some pretty serious rain. So I had some really good weeks initially with my finance coming in. I'm a brand new franchise, 3 months in, didn't have any customers, so starting from scratch with new customers. So it takes a little bit of time to get those regular scheduled customers. So I had some really good weeks initially, and then I probably had about 2 or 3 fairly quiet weeks, and we had a lot of disruptions with weather. So I started to get a little bit worried. I guess I'm used to a salary where you get that same amount of income every fortnight. And I was starting to get a little bit stressed. I think I was getting a bit worn out as well. I think around the 2-month mark, coming up to more recently, I felt pretty good last week. But previous to that, I was feeling physically really like I'd had it. But I think a lot of that's due to some nutrition stuff, which I think I'll probably touch on a bit later. In saying that, the last 2 weeks have been awesome. So I had probably 2 weeks. 2 weeks that were a bit bumpy with the weather, and then because of the weather, and we're in the middle of spring now, the lawn mowing's gone nuts, the leads are going nuts. So it's really starting to crank ahead again, and I'm starting to get those regular customers, so that's really helpful to get that income each week. So then you're not so worried about getting the next lead. I found one of the biggest things with leads is pace yourself a little bit, because I think, in my experience, another friend that just started, you can get so focused on your leads and doing trying to get 3 or 4 leads every afternoon that you start to really wear yourself out. So once you get yourself a week ahead pretty well, you probably should think about sort of taking your leads and being a bit more focused on what you need for your regulars. So things like your regular mowing are really important to focus on. So you might want to change your services once you start to build up a little bit of a bit of work moving forward into the future. So that's what I found is really important. I've had a few dramas, like I would have said initially. I had a letterbox I had to repair. Since then, I had a glass louver that got cracked because of a rock that flew into it. Sorted that out the same day for the customer. $210 later, which is very, very annoying, obviously, when you're doing a $60 lawn at that point. But got that sorted for the customer. Had an interesting scenario with a trailer just the other day where I got stuck on a hill, on a client's hill. Couldn't go backwards, couldn't go forwards in the 2-wheel drive Hilux, and got completely stuck. So I had to remove all the gear out of the trailer, mowers, everything, unload all the grass, get a jack, had to jack it over, to get enough angle so I could reverse back out of this driveway, because I was sort of stuck up against the barrier. So anyway, that was, if you can hear something in the background, that's Landon. He's helping me out for the weekend. So we've been out, just dropping some stuff off the dump. We did some work at home, so he's not actually working with me today. He's not my child labour. He enjoys doing it with me, which is cool. So yeah, big drama with the trailer, but lucky enough, I think it was about an hour and a half to get that out of there. I might try and show some photos a bit later, possibly, about where I got stuck. But just think about your driveway access and different things like that, and particularly also about your vehicle you're going to use. That's really important as well. I guess the one thing to say is just take your time, don't rush yourself. Go into this thinking that you are commencing a new business. You are going to learn a lot, and you need to be patient with yourself in getting your customer base, as well as getting that consistent income. Because I guess that's the scariest thing when you're starting a new business, is you're probably used to that same amount of money coming in every fortnight or whatever it is in a salary scenario. That isn't the situation when you're starting a new business. So some weeks I may have gone 2.5, 2.8, back to $1,500, back to $1,000 maybe. So it is inconsistent at times. The last 2 weeks I had probably about a $2,500, well actually probably a $2,800 week, and then a $25, and then last week was a pretty good week again. So you've got to take those good weeks and bank that for the weeks that might be a little bit challenging, like particularly with the weather, because we've had so much, which is a great thing to have lots of rain and weather, because it kicks off your mowing and your regulars coming back in for all those leads. It also does make it difficult, because then you start to get behind on your mows and different things as well. So rain's great, but it's also a little bit challenging, because particularly if you're starting and you haven't got that really good customer base and a bit of money to back yourself for a while. So that's really, really important. So one of the big things is also fitness and nutrition. I think the reason why I got so much anxiety and I was starting to feel a bit of dread was just because I was physically exhausted. I've lost over 6 kilos since I started. The double chin's probably a little bit less than what you saw me in my first video. But physically, I'm feeling a lot better. But I think the biggest thing that's let me down is my nutrition. Not having good enough meals during the day, having too many sugary drinks, because your body's going to crave sugary drinks. So what I really need to focus on now is make sure that I'm packing a really good lunch throughout the day. Thinking about that nutrition aspect. I'm sleeping a lot better. That's really improved a lot in the last little while. And yeah, my physical fitness has increased immensely as well. But I think that's the biggest thing. Get a really good plan in place for your fitness, and particularly your eating, because you're going to be doing a lot of physical exercise. It's going to be great for you, but you need to fuel your body to make sure that you're mentally okay and also you're physically okay. The other good thing is I got to take a Friday off with my wife. It was my wife's birthday last Friday, and then the other week it was my birthday. So to be able to take a day off for my wife's birthday was really cool. I just shifted my customers around, tried to get out as many customers as I could on the Thursday. Because I'm starting new again, I've tried to focus on getting my regulars between Monday to Wednesday, and then slowly as I get those really filled up with 2 weekly or fortnightly mows, I'll start to try and fill my Thursdays and Fridays. So I've tried to leave my Thursdays, Fridays currently for bigger projects, and try to condense my start of the week. So at least if I get a bigger job come along with a lead, that I can assign a day or two to it if I need to. So I am feeling pretty fresh going into this new week. I've had 3 days off, but as I said, there was a bit of a bump in the road, and I started to question myself, and that seems to be a pretty common theme among people that have probably come out of a corporate environment and come into such a physical business as this is, because it's really hands-on and really physical. But again, I think over time, I feel like even this week I'm feeling so much better again. But the biggest thing is get your fitness and your nutrition. The nutrition aspect is so important. So I'll do a couple more things. I've got a couple of messages recently to do a thing about trailers and equipment and all sorts of stuff like quoting. I will definitely get onto that, and I will try and get onto these videos a bit more consistently as well. So keep subscribing, keep asking questions, and I hope to see you again soon.